to go on a rant here. What the hell does rant mean?
Episode 5, baby. We're back after a little bit of an extended layoff. We are back, and we just want to shout out James JWD, who bought me this off Amazon. A box of people who don't really work here anymore.
I love how a cross and scarlet are on the cover of it.
On the box cover, and they no longer work here. So 2 autographs per box. So I'm probably opening this after. I thought about opening on here, but the audio would be terrible because you hear the packs opening and stuff. So I'll open that later. And
there should
then
be a separate video on the awesome Lorenzo Bros. YouTube.
Yeah, I'll upload that later. And then during the podcast, this will be a little bit later, but on TikTok made me buy it. I bought these, which I'll show. If you're listening, obviously you have no idea what I'm holding up. It is the, I guess, new. I've never heard of these. They could have been out for years. I have no idea. Reese's potato chips, big cup. So it's basically got chips inside of the Reese's. So I'm interested to try that later. But that's later on.
Do they make any other flavors?
They have one with pretzels in it, and I'm sure there are a bunch of other ones. But I saw it on TikTok, and I've never heard of it. And I was like, I have to try that because that's a debate for later. People have never heard of potato chips and peanut butter. So we'll get into that later. But I believe you have a unusual death follow-up, unless you didn't do your homework.
We also want to shout out Griff from YWC Football for repping the this that rant.
Yes, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll know this, but he sent me a snap. I sent him the shirt for his birthday, it got to Canada right quick. Like I bought that like 2 or 3 days ago, and it got to him yesterday or the day before. And he sent me a snap wearing it. So I screenshotted that shit and posted it on our Instagram. So if you want one of those, check out the Amazon wish list. It's a pinned tweet. Buy anything $25 or more. Boom. I'll send you a t-shirt. I've sent one out, a couple of birthday gifts, and then Randy and James got one for buying stuff off the wish list.
Does your co-host ever get one, or I gotta buy you something? Oh wait, I did buy you something.
Why do you think I asked for your address? Yeah, because I really wanted to see the distance between where we live.
I legitimately thought you did.
Yeah, I needed a cover, and since you just called me out there, I had to reveal myself. I was hoping you would just get it and be surprised. But hopefully you get it. If it got to Canada in like 2 days and it cost me like $15 to ship it there, you should get it pretty soon.
That's impressive. Why don't you tell everybody what I got you from the Amazon wish list?
I don't have them with me because I've actually been using them at work.
Poor show.
They're you have a pair. Why don't you show them?
I don't have a pair.
You said you bought yourself a pair. You said you bought 2 of them.
No, there's 2 to the pair. I never bought 2.
I thought you said you bought yourself one.
No, there was only 2 left when I bought it.
Oh yeah, it's a pair of wireless earbuds with the Devil's logo on it. I've never had wireless earbuds, so they're actually pretty good. I mean, they're like the usual Bluetooth I would have is like a normal Bluetooth, but these are like go really deep inside your ear, so you're like you don't hear anything other than what's going on. But I've been wearing them the last few days at work. It's pretty cool.
Wait, if you haven't had wireless AirPods, what have you used?
I just use headphones
that plug into your phone.
Yeah, I don't listen to music on my phone. I have an iPod.
Wow, you're kicking it back to like 2006.
I don't. Here's my iPod for you watching on YouTube. I don't waste space on my phone with music because I have like one playlist. I have like 1,100 songs on, so I don't want to waste space on my phone.
You could use Spotify, right?
I don't want to pay for that, and I don't want to listen to ads. Like I barely listen to any songs. I'll skip a song. Here's the thing: we're already on a tangent. So our dad will listen to music driving, and then he can't listen to a song unless it's like the full song. So he'll either sit in the car and finish the song, or he'll stop before he gets home, and it'll be silence. And Alex and I are both like, we're changing songs as we're pulling into the driveway, like finding a new song for the last like 8 seconds.
Oh, your dad's a sociopath. It sounds like I am the same way. I can't just sit there in silence. Like
I'll be on the road, about to turn into the road where our house is, and I will be changing the song to try and find the last like 2 minutes or 2 seconds of a song just to listen to that.
If I'm shutting my car off, I'll change a song to be like, I want to listen to this next time I plug my phone in when I get in the car. He
has to finish a song. And I was like, I've never heard that. I'm the exact opposite. But I'll skip a song if I'm like, I love this song. I can't listen to just part of it. I have to listen to the whole thing. I won't listen to any of it. It'll have to be a song where it's got like, oh, it's a good intro, but I don't need to hear the whole song as I'm pulling into the driveway. But like I can't drive anywhere without music.
I still remember that one time, wasn't it Brett Gardner said he drove like the entire like
Yeah.
14-hour drive to like South Carolina back
Or
home after the season with
yeah,
no
he got
music.
like 9 or 10 hours when he's within the drive, and he's like, I just realized I wasn't listening to music.
He
Like
didn't have the radio on. Psychopath.
I pull out of the driveway and maybe like a minute, then I'll start the music. But after that, it's like, and then sometimes I'll be listening to a song and I'm like, why the fuck am I listening to this song? I don't even want to listen to this. But you like lose yourself. I daydream a lot while I'm driving, which is not
That's
good.
probably not good.
But at least I don't drink and drive.
I don't know. Daydreaming and driving when you're not paying attention is probably just.
I'll just be driving, thinking of, oh, my life could be so much better than what it is. And then
But if you were drinking and driving, would you let your passenger stick their head out the window and let them get their head decapitated?
Only if it's you.
That's fair enough. I appreciate
And then
that.
I'd probably, if I guess he didn't notice, but if I noticed, I would have taken your body and done things to it.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, would I've asked for 5 more minutes before I got decapitated?
I probably would have taken an hour to get you into the car because you just need 5 more minutes. You're
Dead weight.
You're a bad drunk. All right. Any more shout outs? I think that was it. The wish list. If you want a free shirt, self promotion because I'm cheap and I want free stuff. But I send you a t-shirt, so it's sort of like you can buy me something for $25 and then I send you a t-shirt. Like I'm not these t-shirts aren't free. I just have a supply of them.
Don't lie.
I wish I did because I don't even have one for myself. I have not bought myself one.
Customers come in the store, you're like, here, have a shirt. Here, have a shirt.
Exactly. Yeah. I just hand out free shirts, but I realize it doesn't have any information on it. So if I just hand it to somebody, they're like, what the hell is this? So it's more for if you know what the show is already.
See, now what you should have done was have it so it like has our
promotion
handles
stuff.
on it, promotion, and then just like drop them like at the off the second floor of the mall or something like that.
I can ask Pico to design one like that because you can get stickers on the site. So you just like stand outside of a fucking Walmart or something and start handing out stickers.
Probably get arrested for loitering.
Whatever. It's worth it for the podcast, for the brand.
Why'd you have to say Walmart though? Really? Why Walmart?
I don't know. That's the first place.
Like
Target is too classy for just to stand outside of but
if you call it Target, then it's bougie and it's all right.
Target, only in France. So do you have a fault? I don't even remember what the death was last week.
It was Greg Austin Gingrich, 1992, 38 years old. It was Grand Canyon playing around.
Oh, that idiot. Yeah.
I did so much research on this, and as weird as this is, there is not a lot of information. I couldn't even find his obituary. I couldn't find out how old his teenage daughter was at the time or anything regarding his idiocy.
I wonder if he's on Find a Grave.
But what I did find was an article on 20 of the most unusual and bizarre deaths, of which he was on there. And just perusing said list, there are some really, really interesting ones on here.
This is my thing. I give you.
No, you can do unusual deaths. That's still to come later. Yeah, but I found some bizarre deaths that aren't on there.
I wonder if it's the same link.
VintageNews.com?
No. All right. So we can we have a lot of deaths to go over, but was there any new information or anything?
No, I couldn't find his obituary, anything, just a lot of articles from like the St. Louis Dispatch, LA Times, basically just mocking him for being an effing moron.
Yeah.
For playing and acting like he was going to fall and then really falling, 400 feet to his death.
I kind of expected that because the other one was a guy killed somebody. The first one was a woman with strange blood or whatever it was. So there's probably not going to be too much information on a guy just falling.
I was just wanting to know how old his daughter was. Like, what was her reaction? How long did it take for her to realize that he wasn't coming back up? Like, those are the things I was curious about.
That's interesting. Oh, well, rest in peace, Newt Gingrich. Who was it?
Greg Austin Gingrich. No relation to Newt, though.
No relation to Newt.
And no relation to the Grinch either.
Where is this? I have too many tabs open. All right. So I have a little rant about Sonic. Pissed me off. I've been trying to gather my thoughts, but I'm just going to wing it and just tell you how shitty their app is. So like,
I didn't even know Sonic had an app.
Everything has an app. Arby's is the worst app. Arby's has an app where it just shows you the menu. You can't order anything off of it.
Well, there's your first mistake. What the fuck are you going to Arby's?
No, see, you're on the Arby's. Arby's is underrated. It gets way too much hate. Like if you don't like roast beef, then like I don't go there for the roast beef. I don't like roast beef.
The only thing worth going to Arby's for is the curly fries. That is it.
Their Their
Maybe the
fries
mozzarella
are,
sticks.
their fries are good. Their mozzarella sticks are really good. Their chicken's actually pretty good, and their brisket isn't bad at all.
I remember in the Danbury Mall when Arby's used to be there.
There used to be an Arby's there in the
there used to be
mall?
an Arby's. It was right next to Subway.
I'm trying to remember where the hell the Subway was in the Danbury
Next to
Mall.
Build-A-Bear, like right next to like in that, not on the opposite side of Chick-fil-A. So like across the
How long
way.
ago was this?
It probably closed 6-7 years ago, because I remember there were times when I was working out of that store and Kate was, I think, working in Danbury at another retailer. And she'd be like going on her lunch break and I'd meet her and she'd go to Arby's and she'd get like a mozzarella sticks or something.
Yeah,
like
their
that.
stuff is good. There's
There would
still
always
an
be
Arby's in
this-
Danbury, though. There is one in.
Oh yeah, on Federal Road in
Yeah.
Danbury.
Yep.
There was always this really overweight, just
Oh.
unclean looking woman that worked at Arby's, and her pants would be like 4 sizes too big. So when she turned
Too
around
big.
to like bend over to get something,
You got
all
a
you
show?
saw was, yeah, you got it. You saw way too much. Way too much. That's in my mind. That's what I attribute. Anytime somebody says Arby's, that's what I flash back to. And that could be like potential bias against them. But it was disgusting.
It's actually good. I mean, I guess if like I don't like roast beef, so I don't go there for that. But definitely the curly fries and the mozzarella sticks are really good. Like when I get Pepe's, sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I want fries with that too. So I'll go to Arby's and get fries with it, or I did in Danbury. But so I'm ordering Sonic, and it's an app where they don't tell you the price of the fucking food until you go to checkout, which is just such a design flaw to me.
Wait, so you're scouring the menu like, oh, maybe I want to have the cheddar peppers or I want tots. It doesn't say the fucking price.
Nope. So you add it all to your cart. Like Taco Bell, everyone should follow Taco Bell. The only thing again, Taco Bell is they don't have like deals. They give you rewards for stuff you spend, but they don't have like deals. Like McDonald's will give you like $1 large fries or buy something, get a free medium fry, whatever. Taco Bell doesn't have that, but that's basically what I would go if I'm making an app. You look at Taco Bell. So I'm hitting the prices. So I'm doing all this shit, customizing everything. It's not that bad. It's easy to navigate. It looks good. And then I get to the checkout and it goes, sorry, you can't order more than $75 worth of food on the app. And I'm like, you're telling me you don't want my money? Why would you?
You can't order more than $75 worth of food? You
If
were
you
ordering more than $75 worth of food?
It was 4 of us and we were getting like one regular meal and then a bunch of like side things. So it was like over $75. And I was like,
thank God. I thought it was just for you. I was like,
God, no.
You have to have a talk, my friend.
God, no.
Wait, so they have a limit on how much you can actually spend on the app?
I don't, why would you limit? Like, what is that doing? Are people like ordering shit and then not picking it up? Like they still paid for it. Why? It's not like
exactly, but I mean, you're paying for it then. It's not like you're securing it, going there to pick it up, and then finishing.
Like if you had to pay at the store, like I guess
I can understand that.
But like, why would you limit people? So I'm like, this is horseshit. Alex, you just download the app, order your thing. I'll order for everyone else. So I get there, the card is declined for some reason, and I'm like, what the fuck? So he orders his, no problem. I tried like 7 times with his card and it wouldn't work. So I'm like, nothing pisses me off more than when shit like doesn't work and it's supposed to work. Like I keep talking about the VCR story I had, like that was making me so angry because shit wasn't working. So I do use Google Pay. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just get money from my mom for everyone else's food. I'll just pay on Google Pay. That doesn't go through. So I'm like, what the fuck? Let me just use my credit card then. So I put that in. Your card's been declined. Doesn't work. And I'm like getting so angry. I was like, we're not going to Sonic. I'm fucking done with this. You cancel your order. We'll go to Duchess. And so Sonic is off the list for football for next year. Fuck Sonic.
Oh, that was like you guys getting food before the Giants game.
So we ended up going to Duchess instead, and we bought I don't know. Alex said something like he thought Duchess would have been more expensive or something. Like Sonic was like $80 or $90. We ordered a bunch of shit from Duchess and it was like $60 and it's just as good. So I was like, I'm fucking done with Sonic. I hate you. But the best thing about Sonic is their soda.
You said that so deep with like a really,
because it pissed me off. I wanted to give them money. Not only would they not take the money, like my card is fine. Alex paid, and it said you couldn't use the same card for 2 orders. So I was like, let me use my shit. Google Pay.
Wait, you couldn't use the card for 2 orders? What, 2 orders in the same day, same hour?
I guess
in general.
because Alex just said, yeah, you can't do that. So that's why that didn't work. And then my credit card, which I used today, is fine. And there's my Google Pay, which is just like, I just didn't understand why it wouldn't work. So I'm never going to Sonic again.
Yeah,
Unless
you say
it's like,
but those tots are going to call.
I haven't been to Sonic. The one thing about Tots is every time I've gone there, they've never been like warm. Like they're always like they've been sitting out the Tots, and I'm like,
has it been the Sonic in Milford?
Yeah,
by Post the mall.
That's the only one, right?
I wasn't sure if there was another one.
No, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's always, but their sodas, they have those like little bitty like, what's a good word for it? Those little cubes of ice. They're not like giant cubes.
It's almost crushed ice.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about their sodas. Like people say McDonald's is the best Coke. Sonic is the best freaking Coke. So I was a little upset about that, but I was like so angry. Like I'll just go to Duchess. And for those of you who are either from the Philippines or somewhere else, Duchess is like, I don't even know how to describe. It's like In and Out has like, it's just in certain spots. It's like the In and Out of Connecticut in terms of it's like a burger joint just here. But it serves way more than just burgers.
They have hot dogs too.
Burgers, hot dogs, chicken, seafood, great desserts. It's like a delicacy of Connecticut. So we went to Duchess again for the second time this year. And then, of course, the Giants got the shit kicked out of them. But that pissed me off about Sonic. So I it
doesn't make, like, I can understand, like, if you're going through a drive-through, you know, it always has like those things on the window, like you can't use, you know, $50 or $100 bills going through the drive-through, which that kind of thing I get. But if you're paying online and there's no physical monetary transaction happening when you go to pick up the food, why should it matter how much you're spending?
It doesn't make any sense. And even if it didn't have that, I still wouldn't be able to buy it because it wouldn't take the credit card.
Because you can't use two cards.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to place the order first and it wouldn't take it. Alex somehow does it and it works fine. But it's just, I don't understand why you wouldn't show the price as you're going through it. Like, I just don't understand the logic behind that. People you want to fool the customer into buying extra shit. I mean, they're going to see the total at the end, but I just don't understand why it won't do that. Taco Bell is the king of the app as far as I'm concerned. Well, that's the end of my rant.
Well, I did just Google one thing. So the reason why there aren't prices on the items in the app, and it happens when you go to checkout, they say because prices of the menu items vary by drive-in location. They're presently working on a way to provide pricing before you add an item to your cart.
Yeah, that's what happens on the Taco Bell app. You select your location first and it adjusts the prices. So I'll get Taco Bell in Greenwich and I'll have cheaper prices than if I go to the Trumbull Mall. So you have to pick your location first. So fuck you, Sonic. What am I, making the menu and then I'm choosing? No, I pick the location first. Jackasses.
That's so stupid. You would think a company as big as Sonic would be able to have the wherewithal to have their app be functional that way.
Look at Peacock. You think a company as big as NBC would figure out how to make a fucking, or Paramount by CBS? They didn't have a fucking menu to add your favorite shows to. They didn't have a watch later list. Like, are you kidding me?
Stupid.
That's the basic like streaming service 101. Oh, that's so annoying. Have you use the Paramount, right? At least that's good.
Yeah, I used it for the South Park.
Like there's some good stuff on there, but like Paramount is the one. There's another rant. They don't. Not only do they like, I don't understand because they're CBS and you think they own the rights to whatever they're putting on there, but they have like a bunch of Nickelodeon shows missing a ton of episodes. You can't tell me you have the rights to a show, but it's like half of the episodes. You either get full seasons
or don't get
anything. Like Are You Afraid of the Dark has like episodes missing from every season. Same with all the Nickelodeon shows. Like, I don't understand the point. It's not like they put on seasons 1, 2, and 3 and didn't put 4, 5, and 6. They're all on there and they're all missing episodes. So like,
that's a tease.
It's annoying. I already have the Blu-ray as close to the Blu-rays you can get for Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is a great fucking show. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted Paramount. MacGyver's on there, plus all the Nickelodeon shows, Comedy Central's on there. But it's like, I don't want to binge watch a show where it's missing half the episodes. So I'm just fucking angry at everything. And Peacock, don't even get me started on that shit.
Well, I'm the one that's actually angry. I remember I was saying, give it some time. It's new. It's a piece of shit. I
told you.
Fuck you, Peacock. Like, fuck you.
I'm not a fan of getting shit out there just to get it out there and then fixing it later. Just get that shit right and then launch it. But they didn't do either of those. It's still not.
No, it's a piece of shit.
Like
Fuck
you
you,
say you
Peacock.
have issues. I haven't had any issues with your Peacock. Like it loads fine, it works fine. It's just weird to navigate. You also can't really like search.
It's
Like you have to
impossible.
go to WWE, and it's also like
You have to click on WWE.
and it's not really in order. Like you don't. I go to like pay-per-views, and like Survivor Series was first, and it's not in alphabetical order, and it's just like just copy what they already had and use that.
well, even when I've watched some shows on there, like the first 48, which is a show on A&E, it doesn't remember the last fucking episode I watched. I'm like, so I'm sitting there going through, and like, oh, I think I watched this one. Like, fuck you, Peacock. Fuck you.
And also, it shows like what you previously watched in WWE on the main tab. So if you go to WWE, I don't think it shows you what like previously watched. Like you have to go to
No,
the
I don't
main.
think it does.
It's so stupid.
Peacock
And
is trash.
I just it's so bad. Netflix is still, it was the first and it's still the best looking one to me. Easiest to navigate, best looking. I'm annoyed. I'm gonna shut the podcast off. I'm pissed. I hate Peacock. I hate Sonic. It's horseshit. You want to just continue with the assholes? You can talk about the better.com dick.
Did you hear about that guy? You heard about that, right?
I saw it on TikTok. So when I first heard better.com, I thought it was like better, like you're betting. Like I thought it was like a betting site. But yeah, that guy was like the definition of a jackass. He did it on a Zoom call. I'm actually here to tell you that you've been fired and I've got a new co-host.
Fucking ridiculous. I had never even heard of better.com. They're apparently an online mortgage originator. I've never heard of them until I heard about this guy being a complete piece of human shit.
You probably should have used them for your mortgage.
Probably should have started working for them. So this jackfuck,
what was his name again?
Vishal Garg.
Ugh, that's a gross name.
He
just sounds like an asshole.
So this is like a week and a half ago. So on December 1st, he made the decision to lay off over 900 employees. Just 24 hours after the company announced they secured a $750 million in capital from investors. So they're getting this big influx of money.
They have like basically, I forget what the verbiage was, but they have like $1 billion like cash in their something like that. They have a ton of cash flow.
Yep. So he scheduled a Zoom call with like 1/3 of his company, and it was a 3-minute Zoom call, like you said. And on this, did you watch? Obviously, the video went viral. Did you watch the video at all?
I mean, I know the guy. He was basically, it was like a pity party for himself. He's like, oh, I hate to do this. I'm going to try not to cry.
Yeah, he was like, I once cried when I did this, but I hope to be stronger this time. Yeah, he didn't fucking cry because he's a garbage human being. He basically was just like, if you're on this call, you're part of the unlucky group and your employment is terminated immediately.
Was there anything why he did it since they had all that money?
Well,
they said it was going through a hard time, but you just got $750 million. Like what the fuck?
So because of this, it went viral on TikTok and on social media, which first of all, I don't understand how this was not highly, highly, highly fucking illegal, because the WARN Act, which is the Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act, it's a labor law that says you need to it protects employees by requiring the employer with 100 or more employees, which obviously he laid off 900, so he has more than 100 employees, to provide at least 60-day notice of mass layoffs. He said, You're fired effective immediately. How is that not against the WARN Act? I don't understand. He just broke the law in my mind. I don't get it.
And they probably don't pay taxes either.
Almost immediately after, probably not. Almost immediately after that call where he said, you're the unlucky 900 people that are getting fired, everyone who was terminated, their computers started shutting down.
Yeah, they're all their like work tech.
They lost their emails. They lost everything. Then this piece of human shit, I'm not even going to say his name, just piece of human shit. He then posted anonymously online, which he later admitted that it was him, that the employees that let go were, quote unquote, stealing from the other workers and the clients because they only worked for about 2 hours a day when they did research on the work that they were doing. In reality,
that can't be true.
No, it's not. He's
900 people slacking,
working 2 hours a day.
Really?
He's a lying piece of shit. Because then in reality, a bunch of the people that were let go were actually top employees and top earners for the company. So he's trimming the people that made a lot of money to increase his profits, and then basically telling the people that are left, you have to work a lot fucking more now because then he basically had a call with the remaining staff, because obviously shit started hitting the fan, and basically said, if you felt in the past people weren't looking, everyone's looking at you now. That's like Big Brother is fucking watching.
Why would you fire your best employees?
He's an idiot.
Like, were they making the most money? It's all about
a lot of them were making the most money, and I'm sure some of those 900 people probably weren't the best workers, which I get, but doing it in a Zoom call, 3 minutes, and then all their stuff starts shutting down, so there's no notice, just effective immediately, you're gone. Like,
so they planned this for a while.
So, and when I did a little bit more research on this human piece of garbage, this is hardly his first scandal.
Well, he said the last time he did this, he cried.
Yeah. So in November of 2020, he has a long trail of disgruntled business partners, and he's faced allegations that he or companies he's controlled may have misappropriated tens of millions of dollars. So he's stealing money. He once threatened to burn his business partner alive.
Wow. It's always good.
And he apparently also told the staff at one of his other companies that they were dumb dolphins. Aren't dolphins smart? Like, is that like a backhanded compliment? Is that an insult?
Dumb dolphins. I'm pretty sure dolphins are smart.
I think dolphins one of the smartest mammals, sea creatures.
I'm pretty sure they're fucked up though too. Like they're assholes. From that guy, that guy on TikTok who talks about the animals and how fucked up they are. Shout out to that guy.
In the days since, the company's head of marketing, head of public relations, and VP of communications all quit.
Oh, they quit. They're
just like, we out. Fuck all y'all.
I wonder if this had a negative impact because they're going public, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I wonder if that's probably not going to be good for him.
I would hope that it isn't, because who's going to want to work with this company knowing that they treat their employees like absolute garbage, other than rich idiots?
I hate companies like, not that they did this, but a company who will make like $800 million 1 year, and then the next year they'll make $500 million. So they made $500 million in profit, but they count that year as $300 million loss.
Yeah.
So a normal person would hear that and be like, "You lost $300 million. That can't be right. How could you be in business?" No, we made $500 million. Just the year before that, we made $8 million. So we lost 300. Like, you lost $300 million in profit. You still profited $500 million.
But then to make up for that lost profit, they let go of employees.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's ridiculous. I mean, fuck that guy.
Pieces of shit. Fuck that guy. Like, seriously, that reading and learning made me so fucking angry. I wanted to punch that piece of shit in the face.
Yeah, the crocodile tears. That's not real. He didn't give a shit. Especially right before
I hope
Christmas.
I can be strong. Fuck you.
Thank God somebody fucking filmed that.
Oh, completely. And then some employees, missed the meeting or weren't able to get on it. And they had to start going on Facebook, messaging people because all their work stuff started not working and they didn't know what was happening.
Maybe they should be fired if they couldn't make a work meeting.
Well, they might have been 3 minutes late to it.
You got to be on time. It's like Tom Coughlin. If you're on time, you're late. You got to be early. Good old Tom.
If you're
Coughlin.
Early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired.
That's a good segue to go into football. We usually don't have very good segues. That was completely unplanned, just off the top of the head. So we can talk about football. What should we start with?
Well, you saw in the ACC title game last week that fake slide that the quarterback Kenny Pickett did.
It's kind of brilliant. I don't know where I stand on it. Like, it's fucked up because you quarterbacks are already like protected it, but like he didn't go like into a slide fully. He like faked a little juke. So I thought it was clever.
He pulled up. He froze the two defenders that were right there because they thought he was giving himself up. So obviously they didn't try to hit him because if they hit him, it's a penalty. And then he just busted out another 40 yards for the touchdown.
I think it was the right call to not call him down. It's like, obviously he wasn't down, but then you ban it. So you're not going to, because you imagine if they didn't ban it, people would start doing it, or quarterbacks would do it and then actually slide and then they'd get rocked and there'd be a penalty. And so
either way, it was a no-win situation, but the NCAA came out yesterday. They gave out a memo saying that they should interpret a fake slide as a player surrendering himself and should just end the play right there, which makes sense. Because to your point, if they fake the slide and the defender stops, it's going to result in that type of thing. But then if he doesn't fake the slide, the defender's just going to fucking blast him. And I know we're trying to protect the quarterback, which I get. It was an ingenious move by
I'm surprised it's never happened before.
He said it was completely unplanned. He just went with it. Like, that's a genius baller move.
I believe that. There's no way you plan that. I don't know who Kenny Pickett is. What team was
He's on Pittsburgh. He's going to be one of the top quarterbacks drafted
in a shitty class, so he's not that good. That'll
a
probably be
mediocre
his
class.
most famous thing. 10 years from now, we'll be talking about that.
Yeah, probably, as he's in the XFL in 2024.
Well, what about good quarterback play to bad defense in the NFL?
Oh
Probably
God, which one do we start with? Do we
two
just
of
start
the
with
worst
Bills?
defensive performances I think I've ever seen for different reasons. The Bills on Thursday night in a fantasy matchup that we needed to have I needed to have. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen. Like the Patriots ran it, I think 198 times.
You mean on Sunday night?
Yes, whatever.
Or Monday night, whatever day it was.
Whatever.
Monday.
It was Monday. They ran it like 158 times, 198 times.
They ran the ball 46 times.
They threw it 3 times.
They threw it 3 times. So they ran the ball 46 times for 222 yards. They threw the ball 3 times, which 2 of them were in the fourth quarter. So they had one stretch where they ran the ball 33 straight times.
And the Bills would give up. They didn't give up the points, but they gave up chunk yardage every single time. And if you're watching that game, you thought like time of possession was ridiculous. And it wasn't even ridiculous. But I don't know how they're going to run and you still can't stop the run. It was so frustrating to watch.
Well, then the fucking Bills players that were like, we made the stops when we had to. Yeah, you didn't let up points, but you and I knew. We were texting each other during the game. What's the play going to be? They're going to run it. And then he's just boom, 6-7 yards every time.
Well, Peyton and Eli was like, if you can correctly predict their next pass, then you're a genius. Because like everyone knew they were going to run. I just don't understand what you were doing on defense. And it was just frustrating to watch rooting against the Patriots. And it's just like the Bills still could have won the game. If there was no wind, I think the Bills probably win the game.
If there was no wind, I don't think the Patriots are obviously throwing it only 3 times and
that too,
46 times running the ball. But I mean, they did expose the Bills defense because now this was the second out of the past 3 games that the Buffalo defense has allowed 200 plus rushing yards. After 2 weeks ago, they gave up 264 to the Colts. So maybe even if there wasn't wind, Belichick would have run it 40 times.
Well, let's see. I saw this stat on TikTok, so I don't know where they got it from. It could be false, but let's see. Number of starts where opponents scored 7 or fewer points. Derek Carr, one time in his 122 starts, the defense gave up 7 or fewer. One time. Kirk Cousins, one time in 119. Mac Jones, 4 times in 13 starts.
That defense, baby.
Billy
B knows that defense.
Damn good defense to have. And like, I mean, how much credit do you give to Mac Jones? Like they were making fun of him. Like, what is Josh McDaniel saying to him on the sideline? Good handoff here. Good handoff there. Good footwork there.
Thank you for not fumbling it.
Like he didn't do anything.
Did you see what Matthew Judon said after the game?
Something by Taco Bell?
Well, he was like, hats off to the offense. Really, everybody. Probably besides Mac. He didn't really do nothing besides hand the ball off. Like
he threw it one
obviously
time.
He's joking around, but
one time in 3.5 quarters, and then he had to throw it 2 other times. Like I feel like if you put Trevor Lawrence on that team and Mac Jones on the Jaguars, Mac Jones isn't even remotely good. But like I don't want to not give him credit at all because he's still doing what he's supposed to be doing.
He's managing the game the way that they want him to.
But any Patriots fans who think he's fucking like the next I almost said Tom Brady, but like the next anything, like Trevor Lawrence has got way more talent. Mac Jones is just in a much better situation.
He's in a much better situation.
But I don't want to say
he's got better talent around him.
But I don't want to like just completely shit on him and be like, he's not good at all. It's just a system. Like it's probably mostly the system, but he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he's not turning the ball over. He's not forcing shit. So,
well, I mean, obviously until, like last year when Brady went to the Bucs, Tom Brady was just a system quarterback. Come on now. Just a system quarterback.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but I don't disagree with it. He's had really good defenses. So like, I don't know.
Well, I think the first probably 3-4 years of Brady's career, he was a completely different quarterback than, what he became in, 2007, 2008. He was Belichick protected Brady, kind of like how he's protecting Mac Jones.
It's also, they did have some really good defenses, but he still went out there and won. But I don't think he's anywhere close to fucking Tom Brady or not even just winning, just like stats wise. There's no way he's going to be that. I hope not. Is there like a least deserving fan base that deserves to be good again than the Patriots? Like you had one bad year, like fuck off.
Is there a least deserved?
Because they were so good for so long. Like you don't deserve to just be bad for 1 year and then be good again. Like it's ridiculous. Look at like the Lions and the Vikings and Jaguars and Bengals and shitty teams like that. You don't get to just come back and
You don't deserve happiness.
I mean, you had it for 20 years. You deserve to be shitty for at least 10. Like, fuck off. The Bills should be the king of the East for the next decade, and they fucked it up this year.
They might not even make the playoffs now.
It's possible. What are they? 7-5?
Yeah, they're 7-5. And I think if the season ended today, I think they're the last playoff team. I think they're the 7th seed.
I mean, with the Patriots, if they're the 1 seed, is that one of the worst 1 seeds of all time? It's like, their defense is really good and they run the ball, but it's just like, I don't know. When I look at them, it's like, they don't really seem that exciting. I
It's their
haven't
defense.
It's just like, I know the Giants when they went 12-4 in 2000 was like, that was one of the worst 1 seeds ever, but that was actually a pretty good team and exciting. But like, I don't know. I don't really, that's the only Patriots game that I really watched in full. Like I watched some of the one against Dallas where they could have won too.
They should have won. That's the last time they lost.
That's the one fucking game like they could have like reversed, like lost a different game. Like
that's their last
Dallas
loss.
had to beat them.
And I think obviously the Patriots are in the driver's seat right now for the 1 seed. They're 9-4. But then the 2, 3, and 4 seeds are all 8-4. So everybody's right there. I still think the Chiefs end up the 1 seed.
The NFL makes no sense. The fucking Steelers just beat the Ravens somehow. And then the Steelers shit the bed against the Vikings. And the Vikings are so bad they almost blew the game.
Yeah, that's
a
wonderful segue.
If that was a normal team who was up like 28-0 or whatever the hell the score was, they probably just destroy the Steelers. But because it's the Vikings and they have to be in a 1-possession game, they blew it in the second half. But there were gaping holes larger than I'll try and keep this PG, you know where I'm going, larger than my butthole. Like, good Lord, wasn't a defender. It was like Dalvin Cook ran up the middle and there was just like Moses parted the fucking sea and there was nobody.
It was just wide open space for 25 yards every time. I mean, at one point he had 7 carries for like 118 yards. And he still ended up with 27 carries for 205, I think it was. So they slowed him down, I guess.
It's stuff like that makes me wish there was no fantasy football, because I could have just watched and enjoyed a running back just kicking the shit out of a team, but it pissed me off because I was going against him.
I'm so excited I actually put Dalvin Cook in my lineup. I would have fucking killed myself if I didn't.
As soon as he said, they tweeted out that he did well last time he wore this shoulder thing, I threw him in my lineup for ESPN and then one like non-money league. And so he kicked ass. But of course, I have Jefferson and Johnson in one league, and I went against fucking Cook, who did better than both of them combined. Jefferson, literally in the first half, I think it was the whole first half, he should have had 4 touchdowns and probably close to 200 yards. Cousins missed him 3 times. 3 fucking times.
Open. How often? And that's, the Steelers defense wasn't just letting up gaping holes on the run game. Justin Jefferson was the only wide receiver they really had. And he's wide open. He's running back. Why are you doing him one? Why are you covering him on fucking one?
Did Osborne have 2 touchdowns? Because like Jefferson only had 1, but he was open many times. And even when he wasn't open, if Cousins just threw a good ball, he should have had like 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, and absolutely one of the best fantasy days ever for a receiver.
Osborne only had 1 touchdown. Jefferson had 1 touchdown. Then Dalvin Cook had 2 rushing touchdowns. Osborne had 9 targets. Jefferson had 15 targets.
That's one of the reasons why I traded for Jefferson, because he gets a fuck ton of targets. Even with Thielen, he has a shit ton of targets.
Out of those 15 targets, he had 7 catches, 79 yards. And I swear to God, the other 8 times he was wide fucking
only
open.
Had 79 yards.
Yeah.
That's atrocious compared to what he could have. He could have had close to 200 for like legitimately.
He should have had probably 14 catches, because there was that one throw where I'll say he dropped it. That 1 touchdown where he did have his hands on it. But
don't listen to Troy Aikman. That was a legit touchdown if Cousins throws a better ball.
But then
he reached out for in one hand. He couldn't. There's no way he would have caught that.
That time on 3rd down when they were driving down the field, and literally Justin Jefferson wide fucking open, nobody within 10 yards of him, he throws it over his head.
Like Kirk Cousins is already on my list for like football and personal reasons. Like, I hate that guy.
They were up 28-0 before they let up 21 points in the 4th quarter. Cousins was 14 of 31. If you're saying your team's up 28-0 and your quarterback's under 50%, the Vikings probably should have lost that game if the Steelers played any semblance of a defense.
Yeah.
Any semblance.
Can you find out his comments, what he said about his kids and the vaccine? It wasn't basically like if they die, they die, but it was kind of like that. I swear, right? Didn't he say something ridiculous?
I think he did.
Survival of the fittest kind of approach. And just say, if it knocks me out, it knocks me out. I'm going to be okay. You know, even if I die, I die. I die. I have peace about that. Like, how fucking stupid are you, dude?
What is he, Ivan Drago? If he dies,
So
he dies?
basically, indirectly, he's saying, yeah, I don't care about my kids either. Because if you bring that shit home and kill one of your kids, how are you gonna feel about that?
He'll just say, God, you know, they went to be with the Lord.
I want to respect what other people's concerns are. For me personally, just talking, no one else can get the virus. What is your concern if you could get it? I would say I'm going to go about my daily life. If I get it, I'm going to ride it out. I'm going to let nature do its course. Survival. You're a fucking idiot, dude. Like I root for terrible things to happen to you on the football field. I hope you never win another game. Like,
what an absolute piece of shit.
Unless you're playing the Cowboys. Then fuck you.
Speaking of idiots, Chase Claypool,
moron.
Fourth quarter.
Moron. Well, not even the fourth quarter. What did he get that penalty too for taunting?
Oh, yeah, he got that penalty in the first quarter where Tomlin said that he did bench him for a little while after that.
They were fucking, and he still managed to get more points than Johnson. Just, there's no fantasy god. Like you're running the clock down at the last drive of the game, and you're fucking celebrating a first down like an idiot.
And then when your center tries to get the fucking ball out of your hand to give it to the referee to be able to get another playoff, it gets bobbled, and you blame the center after the game.
I don't understand what goes through these idiots. It's like celebrating a sack when you're down 40. Like, okay,
I always love that. You're down like 30 points, you get the sack, and you're doing like the little.
I get it. You're happy you got an individual thing, but like, don't go too fucking crazy. You're getting the shit kicked out of you. So Claypool's an idiot. And that's the guy who said they should make practice more fun.
Yeah, have music, play music, be more fun.
Like, maybe that's true, but maybe also don't be an idiot. Like, it's baffling.
You know what I'm noticing though? I mean, you have Antonio Brown, who was kind of a crazy idiot on the Steelers. They got rid of him. Juju Smith-Schuster does all of his TikTok dances, all that, kind of an idiot. Good guy, does a lot of terrible things. Good guy, kind of an idiot though on the field. And then you got Chase Claypool now being moron of the year. I know Mike Tomlin's a good coach, but get your shit together, man. Like, get your team together. What the actual fuck?
How do you not drink any water during these things?
I've been taking sips of water.
Have you? Oh, that's right. You have the squeeze bottle. So my mouth is like fucking dry as shit.
Last week, I didn't have a water bottle up here. I went downstairs after we recorded. I was like, I'm so fucking thirsty.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, we're not even an hour in yet. And I'm like, so we have the fucking stupid 1904 Olympic marathon. How long of a story is that? I feel like we're going to keep talking about it, mentioning it, and then put it off and never talk about it.
All right, so I got to get to it. I have to.
Because we still have War Games results, and I still have to tell you about Lawrence Taylor.
I'm really curious about the Lawrence Taylor because I didn't look anything.
You didn't see anything?
You asked me not to. No.
It's pretty quick. Let me find the exact quote. Oh, come on. You're going to really fuck me over here, TMZ. So I think I was just searching for news on TMZ, and I saw this. The headline is Lawrence Taylor. I don't watch the NY Giants anymore. ... Okay. Eli's not the QB, ? And so I watched the video. It's him and Otis Anderson, who are apparently business partners in what? I don't know. He says, Daniel Jones is the what? Taylor said to Anderson during the interview, you mean to tell me Eli is not the quarterback no more? Get the hell out of here. And Otis is like, no, man, he's not. And he specifically was like, Lawrence doesn't watch the Giants, man. And I was really surprised. I'm like, you don't pay attention at all to football? Like, you don't know that Eli retired 2 or 3 years ago?
That can't be true. The only way I can see that that's actually the case is I'm curious how many head injuries he suffered during his playing career to maybe he's losing his memory. And I know he did smoke a lot of fucking crack.
I said, no, not the kid, Anderson said. He loves Westerns, so he was talking about Clint Eastwood movies. I don't know what the hell that, I skipped a quote. And the fact Anderson revealed Taylor isn't familiar with Giants head coach Joe Judge. He doesn't watch, I'm telling you, Anderson said. We were talking earlier, and we were like talking about Dave and Joe Judge, and he said, who? Joe Judge? You talking Joe Kidd, the one that played Clint Eastwood? So I watched the video. He looks dead serious when he's like, you tell me Eli's not the quarterback? Like, I don't think he knows that, which
he's
like, I could see if he didn't know exactly who Daniel Jones was. He's just sort of some nondescript white guy, but like to not know that Eli retired, that's pretty bad.
So he definitely has had to have had a lot of head injuries during his career. He was really big into cocaine. He got suspended a few times during his playing career for cocaine. I think that's just what's that line from The Waterboy, which he had a cameo in? He's like,
Oh
gentlemen.
yeah, don't smoke crack.
Yeah, brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
At least Otis Anderson keeps up with the Giants, so that's good. But
Well, I'm sure a lot of former players who are like, giant legends do.
Like, I wonder what I would do if I played football and I'm not like, I retired and I didn't go into like journal, like Eli. He obviously still pays attention because he does the Manning cast and all this shit. But like, if you're just working a normal job, are you still watching? Like, I mean, some players weren't fans of football, I guess, would be weird. But like, wouldn't you keep up with your old team or at least the league in general? Like,
potentially, unless you just retired and paying attention to football is like too hard.
Like, what's Lawrence Taylor doing? He's really not watching like
crack?
any NFL.
Well, he's probably, he's a piece of shit human being. He should just fucking go away. He got arrested. What was it, like 10 years ago for having sex with a 16-year-old?
I mean, that's legal somewhere.
Well, he got arrested for it,
which is ridiculous.
And he got put on like 5 years probation. He doesn't even get jail time because he's Lawrence Taylor.
Fucking Connecticut is the age of consent is 16. Just like weird.
Awful.
Like, I don't know where like, if you can drive a car, shouldn't you be allowed to dictate whether you want to have sex with somebody? I mean, it's completely different.
55.
No, but like, as long as you're not being groomed into it, like, I mean, you have to have some sort of like morals. If you're like 50s, 40s, 30s going after a 16-year-old, that's fucking weird. Don't do that. But shouldn't the 16-year-old be able to choose if they can drive a car, which could fucking kill you? So I don't necessarily, I think it's bad because then it gives an excuse for like predators who can be like, well, the age of consent is 16. I can go after them. That's fucking weird. But I will
also point out that the 16-year-old that he did have the relations with 10 years ago was a prostitute.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's worse, actually. So he was soliciting a prostitute, and then the prostitute was underage.
So
it's like a double win.
Basically, I'm like, if you're an adult, don't have sex with a 16-year-old, even if it's legal. But like, I'm for the 16-year-old being able to choose if they want to, if that makes any sense. Because if you can drive a car, it's like an 18-year-old can fight in the military, but they can't have a beer. Like, it's fucking dumb. If you're 18,
you can't rent a car until you're 25.
Yeah. If you're 16 and you're able to drive a fucking motor vehicle where you could possibly kill somebody, you should be able to choose whatever you want to do. But if you're a 55-year-old dude looking for 16-year-old, you need to fucking reevaluate your life.
He needs to put the crack pipe down.
That'd be like
the crack pipe down. Lawrence.
Like, I just can't imagine doing that. Like,
it's disgusting.
Do you go to high school and like, hey, age of consent here is 16. What do you want to do something? Like, what the fuck?
It's disgusting.
Like, could you get arrested for that? Like prowling around a high school?
Yeah, probably trespassing or something.
There are underage. There are less than 16-year-olds. So like, I hope there's no dating app for that. 16-year-olds. Like, I think
if there was, Donald Trump's probably on it.
Oh, for sure. I think you have to be 18 to be on Tinder and all those apps, right?
I would hope so.
That's just, it's weird to me that there's so many different laws in the country. Like, I think California is like 18, nothing under it, nothing. And then
the age of consent is 18 in 11 states.
And then
the lowest state with the age of consent in the United States is 16.
Well, New
York has 18.
It used to be lower than that, where it could be like 15 and stuff. Like that's when you start to that's when you start to get into like really weird.
It sounds like something that Alabama would have.
It probably was one of those weird states, but it's just weird that like different states just like the different age of consent. It's weird. And then how do you determine like it's very weird. Like grooming a 16-year-old just because it's legal to have sex with them in certain states. It's just weird. Stay away from children, please. Leave them alone. Do you imagine like not waiting until somebody's 18? Like that's Louis C.K. has that
he's a piece of garbage too.
Yeah, but he has that I think it was an SNL monologue where he was talking about like pedophiles, and he was like, these are his words, not mine. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Where he was like, we know it's bad, but there's got to be something great about it for these people to risk life in jail to like keep doing it. and he got that like awkward like laugh and like gasps from the audience. That's sort of like you understand what he's talking about. Like it's terrible, but like people are still doing it, so there's got to be something good about it. And it's just like, all right, I get the joke, but it's super awkward to tell on live TV on fucking NBC. But like I can't relate to pedophiles. I know you can, but I can't.
No, that's not true. I just looked. I just looked.
You just looked up pedophiles?
No, definitely not. Did you know that in Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, North and South Dakota, you can get your learner's permit at 14?
Really?
Yeah.
And you can get your license when? At 16 still? Because I know
you can get your full driver's license at 16 years old in those states. In a state like Connecticut, you can get your learner's permit at 16, but you can't get your full driver's license until you're 18.
Yeah, my niece is 15, and I was like, "You get your permit yet?" And she was like, "No, you can't yet." I was like, "Wait, what?" Because it used to be in Connecticut, we could get our permits at 15, and then you can get your license at 16. And like, I never did any of that. I didn't get my license until I was 24. But like, I didn't realize that like that sucks. So you have to wait till you're 17. You said to get your license.
You get your full license at 18. So you'll have like a probationary license in between 16 and 18. You can only drive at certain times.
So you can get your permit at 16 and you can still get like a license at 16.
Yeah.
And then you don't get to like drive with people or whatever the fucking rules are.
A certain number of passengers and things like that until you're 18.
I never did any of that because I was 24 and there's no restrictions for you once you're over 18.
And you know how I said you have to be 25 to rent a car?
Yeah.
Apparently, you can rent a car in the USA at the age of 20 in most states. Only Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minneapolis, and Illinois require you to at least be 21. I thought it was 25.
Did they change? That definitely changed because I remember.
When did that change?
I remember that definitely used to be a thing where you can't rent a car until you're 25, which doesn't seem to make, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, what would be the logic that you can't rent a car?
So it's the rental agency determines it. So the state can say you need to be at least 20 or 21, but the rental agency says you need to be at least 25. Yeah.
You think they would just take any business, right?
You would think.
Like,
well, I guess they don't trust young people. I wouldn't trust young people.
Unbelievable. I kind of want to try this fucking peanut butter cup. Can we do that now?
Sure. Go for it.
This is not going to be a great, I feel like you should do radio commentary like Michael K would do if the TV went out. So here's the ASMR of the wrapper. You want to, he's got an orange wrapper. It's got a potato chip on top of a peanut butter cup. The little blue circle, Reese's classic logo right here.
I love how you're giving your own commentary.
Yeah, you didn't seem to pick up on the hint, so I'm just gonna do it myself. And it's the big cup. If you can see that right there. And if you're listening to us and you're wondering, we're about an hour in, so you can skip to that in the YouTube video. It looks like a regular peanut butter cup, obviously.
The tagline for Reese's Big Cup with peanut butter chips says, "You can't decide between a sweet and salty snack? Reese's Big Cup with potato chips peanut butter cup has it all. It's crunchy, sweet, and smooth."
So I sent a picture of this to you and Alex in the group chat and some other people, but you guys were both like, Alex said, "I don't know about chips and peanut butter." And I was like, really? Neither of you guys ever put like Doritos or Lay's on a peanut butter sandwich?
No, I've never. I'll dip a pretzel in peanut butter.
That's classic, but like, really?
I've never thought to do a chip or like a Lay's chip or anything like that.
So I was just thinking about it. Like, I usually eat deli meat sandwiches for lunch every day, and I'll have chips on the side. So I'll take a bite of the sandwich, some chips. Just the texture of a chip and the deli meat together seems like it would be weird. But on peanut butter, I remember doing that as a kid. I did that as an adult. Like, you guys never did that?
No,
I was
never.
surprised.
So they say that they mixed the crispy rippled potato chip right in with our smooth peanut butter, then coated it in rich milk chocolate. So then in each bite, you should get chocolate, then the peanut butter, then a curious crunch for the ultimate sweet and salty snack moment.
I'm going to take a bite. I hope that it's not going to be bad. I'll eat all of these, but I'm hoping it's good, where it's like, I really enjoy it. So here we go.
All right. So he has the peanut butter cup in his right hand. He's putting it to his mouth. He has taken a bite. He's taken probably a third of it in his mouth. He feels the crunch right away, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
Feels the crunch. What do we taste? He's chewing.
You
Swallowing. That's
basically,
what she said.
you don't taste the chips. It's basically a texture thing. So you get the crunch. Because if you didn't tell me it was a potato chip, I would have guessed that, but it could have been like a Frito. You don't taste any of the chip flavor, but
You
it
get
gets
nothing.
that,
You get none of the salty element. You just have the sweet.
you get that crunch.
So you got the chocolate and the peanut butter, and then the crunch, but no salty. Ah, poor show, Reese's. Poor show.
Yeah, I think the chocolate and the peanut butter overwhelm the chip flavor. If you got like a little piece of a chip, maybe you could taste it, but I kind of like the crunch with the Reese's. It's like having a little Reese's Pieces inside. You get that crunch. It's a texture change. You hear? Does that come off on audio?
I do hear the crunching. So I just want you to know, as you've been crunching there, I'm looking up some of the reviews on their website. So one person said they're just okay. I didn't think the potato chips added enough flavor. The extra crunch was nice, but didn't give the salty flavor I was expecting. Mostly tasted like regular Reese's with a little crunch.
That's exactly what I just experienced. Yes, 100%.
Then you have this review. The chocolate in the potato chip is so booty bussin'. Never get rid of these booty bussin' Reese's, please. Can someone send me $5 on Venmo? But nice job, Hershey's. This Reese's is so booty bussin'.
Wait,
that's their top review.
This is on the Reese's website?
Yeah, that's their top review that I just pulled up.
Wow. Were there any negative reviews?
Oh, I just saw that one. It's so booty bussin'. I just like, what? It has some negative reviews.
Because I was hoping for like this when I eat a sandwich, what I would do is usually put like Cooler Ranch Doritos. So you take a bite, you get the Cooler Ranch on your tongue, and then you'd get the peanut butter and they'd mix together. So I was hoping you could get a little bit of the saltiness from the chip, but it's basically just Reese's with crunch in it, which is good. But like I don't think I would reach for these over a regular Reese's. Although they are the big cups. So
I'll give you two of their negative responses.
I don't know how you could say anything negative other than it doesn't do what it's really intended to do.
Well, this one is entitled Epic Fail.
Aw.
Bought by mistake. First bite was like eating glass shards.
Okay, that's
no potato flavor, just a bad idea. Ruined my favorite candy bar.
That's a little extreme.
And then we have this one that's entitled No, Just No. You know what I want when I go for a Reese's? Peanut butter and chocolate. Not nasty filler that makes me think I got a bad cup that has a manufacturing malfunction in it. If you need to save money, make them smaller. Stop wasting on bad variations. I didn't notice it had chips in it when I got it. Didn't finish it.
Well, then you're just an idiot. If you didn't notice the giant potato chip on top of the Reese's cup on the package, you're an idiot. I would say it doesn't really add anything. It's the texture. I don't think I would reach for these over regular Reese's, but they're not bad. I'll eat all of them. But I was hoping for a little more of a saltiness to it. And you can't see any of the chips in. I thought maybe they would be more noticeable, but
another person gave a negative review saying it reminded me of crunching ground up glass. Who's chewing glass? How does that give you the image of chewing glass?
And it's not like it was a gritty texture and it was like hard to chew. It was just a normal potato chip. So those are any more good reviews like the booty bussin'?
I'm now sorting it by highest rating. I don't think anything's going to top the booty bussin', which by the way, the booty bussin' only gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Why are you going to talk about booty bussin'?
Yeah, it was so amazing, but it was only 4. That was the high. There was no 5 stars.
Let's see. We got a 5-star. The Reese's with potato chips are very good. I love the crunchy texture for a change. If I want a regular Reese's, they're still there. What I love even better than the potato chips are the Reese's with pretzel pieces. Whoa. I'm so addicted to them. Delicious chocolate, smooth, perfect peanut butter, and crunchy, salty pretzel pieces. What's not to absolutely love with 5 hearts? I think that person should probably be a spokesman for Reese's.
That's probably my favorite snack is like pretzels and chocolate, like Nestle Flips. That's just the best.
I like pretzels and Nutella if I'm going for something salty. Sweet.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
I don't generally like sweet things. I'm more, my idea of a snack is something salty.
I go back and forth. Like I'll eat some chocolate and then I'll have the urge for chips, and then I'll eat the chips and I'll have urge for chocolate. But what I like is mixing Reese's and Nestle Crunch. So you'll get that crunch with it. So I like these. They didn't hit the spot, and you don't see like on the packaging. Obviously, every every
Yeah.
package of lies. You don't see any of the chips in there. It just looks like a normal Reese's filling. But it was worth trying. I'll definitely eat those. And there's not going to be a bad, unless it's like Reese's and caviar or some weird shit. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Although I think anything in a Reese's is probably going to be good.
Pickles.
I mean, I'm sure they'd make it good, but
Peanut butters and pickles is something that I think people do have naturally.
like, I wonder if there's like a Reese's banana, like peanut butter and bananas is something people eat. I would eat that.
I would, a lot of times if I'm having like a banana or an apple, I'll dip it in peanut butter.
Apples and peanut butter go together. So I'm surprised they haven't done like a whole fruit line. That wasn't too bad.
They have.
Do they really? In America?
They have Reese's peanut butter banana cream cup. This was from like 15 years ago, and it was Elvis Presley shaped.
Oh, he did love peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
So that might have been just a one-time only thing that they did for him.
Yeah. I would eat that.
It's a good flavor profile.
All right. I'm glad I got to do that. That was good. They are on the Amazon wish list, though. Maybe I should take them off because I still have like 16 more of these things. I don't think I need another. I don't think I need another. I did put the Reese's with pretzels on there. So if you want to buy me those, I'll eat them on the podcast. I love Google Docs. I'm watching Ramey delete stuff.
I'm trying to make sure that we stay in line here.
So we have plenty of time if you want to go into the 1904 Olympic Marathon, which
okay.
It's been so long I don't remember a thing about this, but I tagged you in the TikTok.
Yeah, this was on a TikTok, which made me do some research. It was like the craziest, like most ridiculous thing ever. So the 1904 Olympic Marathon obviously took place at the 1904 Summer Olympics, which was in the United States. It was in St. Louis. At this time, it was the third appearance of the marathon in the Olympics. So one thing I will tell you is at this point, they didn't have a standardized set distance for a marathon. Nowadays, it's 26.2 miles.
How do you not have we're going to run a race? How long? Just go. We'll figure it out.
So they didn't have it standardized. The distance of this particular race was 24.85 miles. It's a really good round number.
Yeah.
So the marathon started at 3 p.m. Most marathons generally start super early in the morning to take advantage of cooler times of the day. Mid-August in St. Louis, it was hot and humid, as you would imagine. So 32 athletes represented 4 nations, really big diversity, obviously.
32 people and only 4? Wow.
Yep. So it included the only runner from the 1900 marathon, Arthur Newton, to return, and then winners of the 3 prior Boston marathons were a part of those 32 athletes representing 4 nations in the Olympic marathon. First question off the bat: how many athletes do you think finished the marathon out of that 32?
You wouldn't ask me if it was that many. I'd probably be like 12.
Ooh, close. 14.
Wow.
14 people finished the race.
That's not good.
So the start of the race included 5 laps around the stadium track, and then the rest of the course was on dusty country roads with race officials riding in vehicles both ahead and behind the runners.
Why?
Dusty country roads, cars in front and back. Guess what that created?
Yeah. Dust.
It created huge dust clouds that made the hot and humid conditions, since they're running it at 3 p.m., even worse. The race then looped back in to finish in the stadium. So that's how they comprise the 24.85 miles. 5 laps around the track. You run the majority of it on a dusty country road, and then you finish in the stadium. So the first to arrive at the finish line was this guy named Fred Lors. After being hailed as the winner, he was about to be given the gold medal. He got a picture with Roosevelt's daughter, I think, Teddy Roosevelt's daughter, I think. When he's about to be given the gold medal, it's revealed that he didn't actually win the race. He actually dropped out of the race after 9 miles because he had cramps. And then he hitched a ride back to the stadium. The car then broke down at the 19th mile, and he then re-entered the race and jogged across the finish for the last 5.85 miles.
How did they figure that out so fast?
He admitted it. He finally admitted it.
But as he's getting the medal, he's like, "Hey,
as he's getting the medal, he's like, yeah, by the way, I kind of dropped out. I didn't, want to,
Geez, at least take the glory and then confess. Like
So-
maybe instant regret. Talk about instant regret.
At least he admitted it though. So he was subsequently banned for life.
Oh,
It was later reduced to only a year-long suspension.
that's very extreme.
So now Thomas Hicks ended up the actual winner.
Aaron's grandfather.
It could be Aaron Hicks' grandfather, or maybe great-grandfather since 1904.
Yeah.
So Thomas Hicks ended up the winner, aided by measures that would be illegal in future years. Not only illegal, but I'm pretty sure his trainers would probably be thrown in jail for what they did.
But he still won.
He still won. But what they did was so ridiculous that they should have probably been in jail. Don't know how he didn't die. So 10 miles from the finish. So 24.85 miles race. So 10 miles. So he's 14.85 miles in. We're more than halfway through. He was leading the race by 1.5 miles.
Good math.
He had to be physically restrained by his trainers from stopping or lying down because he wanted to stop.
Wow.
From that point on until the end of the race, he was given doses of strychnine mixed with brandy. He was just repeatedly dosed with brandy and strychnine. Do you know what strychnine is?
No. How do you force somebody to run though?
They made him. So
They strap him to the car.
well, they gave him doses of brandy mixed with strychnine to be like, keep going, you can do it.
Brandy, like the alcohol.
Yeah, brandy, the alcohol, and strychnine. Want to know what strychnine is?
Yeah.
Rat poison. They were dosing this
How
man
does that
with
help?
strychnine and rat poison because it stimulates the nervous system. So it made him keep moving. So he finished the last 10 fucking miles of this race, hallucinating, barely able to walk. And when he reached the stadium for those final laps, his trainers carried him over the finish line, holding him in the air while his little legs were going fast and furious as if he was still running. And he almost died, but the doctor saved his life.
Isn't it illegal to carry somebody unless it's like another racer?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the way that he won was highly illegal in future events.
I feel like he still deserved to win after all that. So like, I'm fine with that.
But how are the trainers not in jail?
And
that's
also,
not even.
Why even do that? Like, you don't win money.
But
It's not
damn
like
it was the gold medal. They trained him to be an Olympic.
It's not like
athlete.
the trainer gets a gold medal. It's fucked up.
So we're not even done yet. So he won the gold medal. All right. William Garcia was found lying on the road along the course with severe internal injuries due to inhaling all the dust clouds from the race officials that were following both in front and behind the racers.
Oh my God.
Postman and Darren Carvajal joined the marathon at the last minute. He hitchhiked to St. Louis after losing all of his money in New Orleans. He ran the event in street clothes. He cut off like the bottoms of his pants to like kind of create shorts.
Wow.
And because he hitchhiked from New Orleans to St. Louis, he hadn't eaten in almost 2 days. So he stopped along the path of this 24.85 mile race on these dusty country roads in an orchard to eat some apples.
Wow.
Pick some apples from an orchard. They ended up being rotten apples. He got so sick he had to lie down and take a nap.
You couldn't tell that the apples weren't good, man. Like seriously,
He was so hungry he didn't care. So
Yeah,
this
I guess
guy
that's
lies
true.
down and takes a nap on the side of the course. Motherfucker still finished fourth.
I wish this was
He
on
almost
TV.
medaled.
Do you imagine if we had video footage of this?
Like, this is insane. He almost medaled. 2 others in the race quit at the 10th and the 16th mile, respectively, due to becoming very ill from the dust clouds, which once again were created from the race officials following both front and behind the racers. We had 2 South African entrants, the first 2 ever African Americans to compete in an Olympic marathon. We have Len Taunyani and John Mashiani. They finished 9th and 12th out of 32, but 9th and 12th
But
of
they
the 14th that actually
finished,
completed
yeah.
the race. Despite being chased off the course at one point by wild dogs. So now we have wild dogs entering the fray.
That feels racially motivated.
Doesn't it?
How come it's only the
how
two-
the wild dogs?
The only 2 black guys get chased by wild dogs. It's
What the actual fuck? There was only 1 water station on the entire course at the 6 mile mark.
So not even halfway through. Like,
Because
what if you get past 6 miles and it's not like you get like halfway through, then you get water. It's like 6 miles and then the rest is nothing.
Yeah,
Do
there was
like
apparently
6,
like
12,
a well.
18.
There was like a well at some point where they could get water, but there was only one water station 6 miles in. So you have another 18.45 miles to go. The reason being, the race organizer wanted to conduct research on purposeful dehydration. Motherfuckers trying to kill people. 90-degree weather, 3 p.m., hot, humid. We're getting dust clouds. You're trying to kill people.
I would say this is the 1900s, probably one of the first the Olympics. When did they start? In the fucking BC times and shit. It's not like
this was the third time that the marathon was part of it. But like,
it's not like the Olympics were fucking just getting started.
Like, what the fuck? Like, to me, all of these things, people get the dust clouds that are
purposeful
making you
dehydration.
Ill. Purposeful dehydration, trying to conduct an experiment. I'm pretty sure this is the brainchild of the book series and the movie series, The Hunger Games. May the odds be ever in your favor. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. The fact that nobody actually died, I can understand why only 14 people finished. But the fact that nobody actually died, the fucking guy who won was given rat poison.
Who else meddled?
It's a good question.
You
Somebody who didn't die.
You don't know? The hell?
Well, I'm sorry. I was looking up the interesting things from the fucking Olympic marathon.
Surviving that is interesting. Just even finishing the race.
The people who came in second and third, I guess, were just like, all right, it's whatever.
Maybe they finished with no harm. Although that's pretty sad. You lost to a guy who was poisoned.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, actually. Albert Corey from France finished second, and Arthur Newton from the United States finished third.
And the first guy was American?
Yes.
Which,
if you recall, Arthur Newton was the guy who was in the 1900 marathon, so he got the bronze medal. This was also the marathon ended with the worst ratio of entrants to finishers, 14 of 32, obviously, and by far the slowest winning time, 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 45 seconds, almost 30 minutes slower than the second lowest winning time.
I mean, is it a common thing for people to not finish in the Olympics?
Like marathons? Sometimes people don't finish because they get injured and things like that, but normally it's, 2 people, 3 people. It's not, more than 50% of the field did not finish.
I don't remember. Maybe I didn't even watch the TikTok. I just tagged you in it because I don't remember any of that, especially the rabid dogs, which seems
that entire thing was just absolutely insane to me.
Ah, man, we got to find more stories like that because that was ridiculous.
I hope it lived up to the hype I was trying to give it.
I wonder what the 1908 one was like. Probably boring.
Have to look into that too.
Everyone finished. Nothing happened. No rat poison. God damn. 1904 Olympic marathon. Speaking of marathon, and I got nothing.
Well, actually, I will say so. The two African American
who were racially profiled by the dogs.
I think they were from like Botswana or something like that. I don't remember where in Africa they were from,
Botswana?
But they were in St. Louis, not for the Olympics. They were in St. Louis as part of the South African exhibit at the 1904 World's Fair. Because remember,
the World's Fair,
back. Yeah, that's
what did the race officials go? Hey, we need some more people of color. Let's get them in. This is too white.
Yeah, like so the 4 countries that were represented were South Africa, United States, France, and Greece.
Good old Greece. Well, that was a good story. I'm glad we didn't push that off because that was not a letdown, I would say.
Like that, I got so excited researching this. I was like, I can't wait to talk about it because it all seems so crazy. How has there not been a 30-30 documentary on ESPN about this? 30 for 30.
I feel like most people would not, because there's probably no fucking footage.
There's probably no footage. There's probably no photographs or anything.
All right. Well, I have no segue for this, but do you know anything about Phil Collins?
I know he did the song "In the Air Tonight."
So I feel like this would have been better for you to give to me, but I've already looked this up. So I wanted to play first time ever peak position. And I'm going to name you a Phil Collins song. And you're going to tell me if it was a #1 hit, yes or no. And if it wasn't, where you think it peaked at, hence the name Peak Position. Do you get it?
I get it.
And I'm basing this off of the France charts. Okay.
France charts.
Yes.
Not even US charts. We're going France.
There's on Wikipedia, you got UK, Ireland, Australia, Austria, interesting, Canada, France, Germany, I think the Netherlands. Yeah, Dutch.
Where was Hasselhoff big? Was it the German charts?
Yeah, he was German. So this is based off the Billboard Hot 100 in America. So I don't know how many Phil Collins songs you actually know, but I'm going to name the ones that were like people would know.
Okay.
So first of all, In the Air Tonight. Was this, and I'm not trying to trick you with any of these. These are all like his most popular songs. In the Air Tonight. Was this a number one hit in America?
In America, I'm going to say no.
If no, what do you think it topped out at?
3.
So it was not this was his first single, 1981. It was not a number one hit. In the UK, it was 1, 2, 3 places it reached number 2, one place it reached number 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places it reached number 1. America, 19th.
19th?
Yep. It was the song was 3 times platinum, but in America, it only reached number 19, which is
that was a good song.
It's probably his most famous song, and it only hit 19th. Yeah, I remember it was not a number one, but looking it up, it's like, what the hell? It's like one of his best songs.
When did that come out? In the early 80s, right? Like
1981.
81. I'm curious what the number one song in the US was at the time. I know he's 19th, but I'm curious what the fuck number one was. Something by Prince?
You're the research guy. You can do that. But all right. So how about You Can't Hurry Love? And you tell me if you've even heard of these songs.
Oh yeah, I do know that song.
Mama Says You Can't Hurry Love. You know that?
You Just Have to Wait.
Yeah. Was that a number one hit?
In the US.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with oh my God.
Because it's hard because you see a lot of bands or artists that are amazing songs and they like never had a single number one.
I feel like this is a trap for me. I'm going to say no, it was not a number one hit. I feel like it has to have charted better than 19th. I feel like it's got to be a top 10 hit.
Also,
I'm going to go 7.
Because In the Air Tonight probably put him on the map and people were like, yeah. So it
I'll go
charted
7.
It charted number one in the UK, Ireland, and Netherlands. In America, it was number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
So it was top 10, but like.
Yeah. So, and then the next year, 1983, I don't know. You played GTA, so you should know this song. I Don't Care Anymore.
I don't care anymore. I mean, if I heard it.
I don't care anymore. I don't care
I feel like if
anymore.
I heard somebody actually singing it well.
It's one of the GTA. One of the GTA songs, GTA 5. So if you don't know that, it was not a number one hit. But
what year did it come out?
1983. What are you going to try and listen to it?
No, so that came out in 83. In the Air Tonight came out in 81. What year is You Can't Hurry Love?
82.
82. So he's on the map.
So the only place this charted was America.
Okay. All right. We got to give him 4. I'm going to say 4. He's moving up on the charts, baby.
He moved way down on the charts. This was 39th.
Oh, fuck off, America.
1983, he only had 2 songs chart in America. That at 39, and then a song I've never heard of was 79th. So we're going to move on to 1984 now. We've got Against All Odds, parentheses, Take a Look at Me Now, which I don't listen to this Phil Collins song. I don't really like it. And then same year, Easy Lover, which is a phenomenal song with Philip Bailey, who I don't know, but that's a classic Phil Collins song. Was Against All Odds or Easy Lover were either or both a number one hit. Have you ever heard of Against All Odds?
No.
It's one of his, like, Phil Collins fans would know it. It's just, for some reason, that's not one of my favorite Phil Collins songs. Have you heard of Easy Lover?
No.
God, you need to listen to these songs. Phil Collins is fucking amazing.
I honestly feel like In the Air Tonight and You Can't Hurry Love might be the only Phil Collins songs I've ever heard of.
All right.
I'm sure I've heard other Phil Collins songs. I just don't attribute that it's Phil Collins.
Do you have that gun from, what's it called? Men in Black, where you can erase my memory so I don't know this, and then you could give them to me? Because this is probably failing miserably since you've never even heard of these songs. But both of those songs, are either of them number one hits? considering you've never heard of them?
I feel like I'm going to say no, just because it doesn't seem like the guy could buy a number one hit in America.
So his first number one hit was Against All Odds in America, 1984. That is his first number one in the Billboard Hot 100. And then Easy Lover came in at number 2. So he had on that Against All Odds soundtrack, which is a movie. So there you go. Against All Odds, the movie. And then Chinese Wall was Easy Lover, number 2. Then you have to have heard of Sue Studio.
Yes, but did not know that's Phil Collins, though.
Phil Collins, 1985. Sue Studio. Was that a number one hit in America? So he's got a number one hit in 1984 and a number 2 hit in 1984. Now we're in 1985, where he's got a bunch of songs.
I love that song. Honestly, did not realize it was Phil Collins.
You're ridiculous.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to say yes. That's a number one.
Sue Studio was indeed a number one. It was certified
I
gold.
finally got one, baby.
And then he followed that up with the classic, I don't know if you'd call it a ballad, but it's a slow song called One More Night. Did that reach number one? This is all off the album No Jacket Required. It's got a lot of great songs on this album.
What are the songs on that album? I feel like I've heard of the album.
Sue Studio, One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, and Take Me Home, which are all the ones I'm going to ask you about. So you got Sue Studio on the same album as One More Night. Sue Studio was number one. Did One More Night hit number one?
I'm going to say yes.
Sue Studio hit number one, and then he followed that up with One More Night at number one, certified BPI silver, whatever that means, and then RIAA gold. So no jacket.
Now he's hitting it big. He's going.
No jacket
going
required.
Places.
And then this might be one of my favorite Phil Collins songs. Don't Lose My Number. Billy, Don't Lose My Number. Off of No Jacket Required. Followed previously by 2 number ones. Where did that chart? 1 or lower?
I'm going to go lower because I don't think he can rock off 3 straight number one hits. I'm going to say 3.
Close. 4. And that's probably, I like that song better than Sue Studio.
I'm going to have to listen. I'm not sure if I know it.
And then you know this song from Bone Thugs and Harmony, Take Me Home. They did their rap version with Phil Collins of this.
Oh my God, yes.
Same album as No Jacket Required, but this is just his normal version of the song, which I think Bone Thugs did that. I don't know if it was the 90s or not, but this was maybe like
I think 89. It was the 90s. I think it was like 93, 94.
So after coming off of a 1, a 1, and a 4, Take Me Home. Where did that chart?
1, a 1, a 4. I'm going to say not a number one, but I'm thinking it's a top 10 hit. He banged out 2 number ones. You said
it's all on No Jacket Required. I'm
going to say, he's kind of getting a little overhyped, a little overplayed. Like, oh, another fucking Phil Collins song. Like, let's ease it up. Or I'm going to say 7.
It was number 7. So
was
then
that like 2 out of 10 for me?
Yeah. Then he released another song off that album, which didn't chart. Then he followed up with a song I don't even know called Separate Lives with Marilyn Martin, who I don't know who that is either.
Who the fuck is Marilyn Martin?
This was off the White Knight soundtrack, which is a 1985 American musical drama film directed by Taylor Hackford, starring some Miroslav Barnishev, I think. Some people, and Helen Mirren's in it. So there you go.
Helen Mirren. All right. The dame Helen Mirren.
Never heard of this song or that movie, but this was off that soundtrack, and this was his next single that charted.
Because we've never heard of it, and gut instinct would be like, oh, there's no way that thing charted well. I'm going to say that's probably a number one hit because I've never fucking heard of it. It just seems obscure enough to be a number one hit.
So just
probably because it was in a movie.
Just an obscure guess because you have no idea. You're throwing out number one.
Well, because I think it was in a movie. Helen Mirren's in it. It was probably a popular movie. It probably became popular because of said movie. So I'm saying number one.
I wonder if the movie was popular because it did reach number one. It was BPI silver, which I wish I knew what that meant. White Knight.
What was the movie?
White Knights.
Knights.
It won Best Original Song, but it was Lionel Richie. It won a Golden Globe for best original song. So I guess since it was a musical, it had good songs in it. All right, so then we're gonna go with Buster. Wow, I think Phil Collins starred in this movie and did the music for it. So he released A Groovy Kind of Love and Two Hearts for the Buster soundtrack. Where did those two songs peak? 1988.
I've never even heard of that movie, and he was in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Phil Collins is an actor. Didn't even know that. Since I've never heard of this movie, there's no effing way that it could be popular. So I don't think we got number one.
Unless, let me see if he's in the movie. Because he's on. Yeah, it stars musician Phil Collins and then people we've never heard of. Yep. So, A Groovy Kind of Love, which I don't really remember that song, but Two Hearts you should know. Two hearts beating in just one mind.
I'm gonna say not a number one hit.
Which one? Both?
I'm gonna say both, not number one hits. I'm gonna go 7. We're gonna do 7 again and like 14.
These were both number one hits. Groovy Kind of Love, which I don't know. Yeah, but Two Hearts is, yeah, that's a phenomenal song. So Groovy Kind of Love has all these next to it: gold, 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 silver, and then Two Hearts is just BPI silver. So then he followed it up with another album called
I've never even heard of the movie.
Yeah, But Seriously. And Another Day in Paradise was the first track off of that one. That is a slower paced Phil Collins song, but I actually enjoy that one. That one I've heard of, I've listened to. It's on his greatest hits, I believe. I don't know where else I would have heard it. Maybe an infomercial. But it is a pretty good song. 1989. 1989. And I think
I'm gonna go. What were you saying?
This is the sort of the end of songs that I've sort of heard of, because we're getting into the 90s now, which don't think I've really heard of more than a few of these. So you definitely have not heard of them.
I'm going to say 4.
Number 1. Another Day in Paradise was number 1.
I feel like there's no rhyme or reason to what he's charting with or not.
No. And then that was the last of his number ones. But he charted Something Happened on the Way to Heaven, which I fucking love. It is a great song. And then there was one more in 96, 98. He did True Colors, which was what's her name? Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, wait, I know that song.
So he covered that in 98. Where do you think that? Where do you think that one charted?
I didn't even know he covered that. Is it good?
It's. I think it's better than hers.
Was it in a movie or is it just like he's covering it?
Just says hits. So
okay.
I wonder if that it was a re-release or something.
I'll say 9.
112. So way out there.
Excuse me, 112.
He also did a bunch of songs in the Tarzan soundtrack, the 1999 animated movie.
Well, I think he did the entire soundtrack to Tarzan.
Yeah. So Something Happened on the Way to Heaven, and then I don't know this song at all. Do you remember were his last big hits, which they both peaked at 4? I wish it would rain down before that was peaked at 3. So he's had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 number 1 hits in America alone.
That's pretty good.
A bunch of those were also number 1s in other places. So Phil Collins.
Did he have he's from England.
Yeah. He's
Wasn't
an
he in
fucking legend? He was in.
I could have got Genesis. I couldn't even think of the name. Genesis.
He was the lead singer after Peter Gabriel, and they have better songs with Phil Collins for sure. So I feel like we can wrap it up with everyone's favorite segment, the list of unusual deaths. If I could just find. You think I was just on the internet? I could open up the tab to deaths. And you're not going to work. Well, while I figure this out, you can give me a year and I will figure it out.
1989.
Phil Collins year my sister was born.
Hopefully some good shit happened. Watch it not be anything then.
I typed in 1986. Come on, give me. Well, it looks like there is one. All right, let's see how good this is. Just one in 1989. Michael Godwin. All right.
Is he related to Phineas?
No, he was related to what's his name? Chris. I think it's his
Oh,
dad.
all right.
Michael
Nice.
Godwin, a criminal convicted of murder. Good
So
start.
hopefully he's getting the death penalty.
Was initially given a death sentence by electrocution
Okay. I'm with it.
before being reduced to life imprisonment.
Oh.
All right. Godwin died.
Ooh.
Here comes the twist, from electrocution when he bit into wires while attempting to fix a broken television set at the same time sitting on a metal toilet in his prison cell. Your audio is what happened. I think you laughed so loud that you broke your audio.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I was unfortunately reading, so I didn't even see you laugh or anything, but I heard you laugh so loud and then the audio cut out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So he's supposed to be given electrocution for death. It's commuted to a life sentence. He's sitting on the shitter trying to fix his TV. And he's like, let me just chew on these wires.
First of all, he has a TV as a convicted murderer. It's a little fucked up. And what wire are you biting on to fix it?
Oh my God. Like, what's he trying to do? Is he trying to separate the wire? I'm going to have to research that. That's going to need to be like 20 minutes of talk next
And
week.
he ends up electrocuting himself, probably saving the state millions of dollars just to keep him alive.
Amazing karma.
That's
well, it probably didn't save the state millions of dollars because they probably had to do an investigation. Probably had to,
Yeah, but the keeping him alive for the next. I mean, it doesn't say.
True.
It doesn't say how old he is, so you can research. So you can
I'll get into that. Don't you worry.
Hopefully, there better be a lot of stuff, but like, it doesn't give any information, so I'm a little worried. But figure out who he killed, how old he was, because he could have had to like been in prison for another 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Who knows?
Yeah, I can't wait to look it up. He was 27.
So he did
another 80 years.
He did a huge favor by accidentally electrocuting himself.
What an idiot.
Did you imagine if he was supposed to get like lethal injected and he like slipped and fell onto a needle and died or something like that's insane.
I really, really hope when I research this that I find out that he wasn't sitting on the toilet for positioning, that he was sitting on the toilet fixing the TV while taking the shit. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I feel like it's not, but
I feel like he was positioning himself because that's where the TV was. But I would love it. I would love it if he was taking a shit while trying to fix the TV. He's trying to multitask. You know, he's in prison. He ain't got time.
That seems like a legit reason to be in prison. You could take a shit while watching TV, like right there. Like that's perfect.
But everybody's got. But if you have a bunkmate, they're watching you take the shit.
Yeah, that doesn't turn you on.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with no on that one.
I guess I'm weird then. Well, that ends episode 5, right?
Ooh,
episode 5.
You're just skipping on this day, you piece of garbage.
Oh, I forgot. Yep. See, I'm trying to get into a routine where we do like unusual deaths, and then I give you a real outro, not like, hey, I guess I'll see you like next week, whatever. And then I always forget. So we have to.
That's why we have the Google Doc that I take things off of, so you know where we're at in the goddamn podcast.
You messed up the audio, and I got all flustered because you laughed so hard. I think your microphone blew up.
It probably did.
I can't wait to rewatch. I can't wait to rewatch that. It's always good when you hit on a good death. I know that sounds sort of awkward. Well, it is funny, but yes, we have to do the unusual deaths, and then we end with on this day. I forgot. So take it away.
We got a few things. So a few birthdays on this day. So we have Matt's favorite celebrity chef.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Matt Sundin.
Oh, you wish. Matt's favorite celebrity chef, Bobby Flay, was born on this day, December 10th, in 1964.
I was going to try and guess. Fuck that guy. His daughter went to Fairfield High, though.
And also a current NFL player was born on this day. Current starting quarterback in the NFL.
Kirk Cousins.
You wish. You wish it was Kirk Cousins.
Derek Carr.
AFC, right conference, wrong division.
Is it Ben?
Right division, wrong quarterback.
Lamar?
Right division, wrong quarterback.
Baker?
Wow, you suck.
Joe Burrow. I was trying to go in the order of like who I like least.
Joe Burrow was born on this day in 1996, so he turned 25 today. We had a few deaths that happened on this day,
including today.
Michael Nesmith, the guitarist and songwriter from the Monkees, passed away today.
He can join Davy Jones.
Last year, former WWE legend Tiny Lister Jr., aka Zeus, passed away.
Love Zeus.
On this date in 2005, comedy legend Richard Pryor passed away at the age of 65. Did not know he was 65 when he died. Did not know he died so long ago either.
Yeah, a while ago.
And then on this day in 1946, Big Train Walter Johnson, the Hall of Fame pitcher, passed away.
Wow, we're going way back.
Some things that actually happened on this date. Did you know that December 10th is the day that they announced the Nobel Prize winners?
Wow, I didn't. So did they announce them today?
They did. They announced a bunch of them today, but 1901 was actually the first year that the Nobel Prize ceremony was held in Stockholm, Sweden on December 10th, on the 5th anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. So we're at the 120th year of the Nobel Peace Prize being given.
Do you know his partner was Dave Peace Prize?
I did not know
that's how they got Nobel.
It's a Nobel and Peace Prize.
Yeah.
And then ending on a somber note, on this date in 1942, at the height of World War II, the government of Poland in exile sent the Raczynski's note, which was the official diplomatic note regarding the extermination of the Jews in Germany-occupied Poland.
This is what our listeners want.
This is exactly what they're looking for.
This note was
sent to 26 government officials of the Allies, and this was the first official report on the Holocaust to inform the Western public about these crimes. So that is a very historical moment in our time, that this was the date that everybody else found out that shit was hitting the fan.
Is this the Holocaust episode then? I don't know.
This might be the Holocaust episode.
I don't know if we're going to get too many listeners on that.
So if you listen, on a very somber note, apologies.
That's great.
But it happened on this day. I feel like I could not have avoided that.
Tell the Jewish guy that the whole world found out what was happening on this date, however many years ago that was.
1942. So we're talking 79 years ago.
That's nuts. Well, now we just have to go about the rest of our day.
Like that's really depressing. Good luck. If you're listening to this the first thing in the morning, hope your day gets
Imagine
better.
if you started this like, let me listen to that rant at the beginning of the day, just before I get to work, and then you're like, oh, it's the Holocaust day. God damn it. Well,
remember, just like Vishal Garg said, hopefully you can be strong.
That's true. Stronger than I am. So this was episode 5. Thank you for listening. If you want a free t-shirt, check out our Twitter. This, that rant. Wish list, $25. Boom, I'll send you a t-shirt. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening.
Next week, I will have a top 5 for my top 5 favorite Christmas movies.
Yes, that'll be nice. I bet you Scrooge is on there. Can't wait.
Can't give it. I'll give you some honorable mentions too.
All right.